so that was my real experience with the museum. But then the thing that really did happen was the fact that in giving my short testimony that I might have because of the Smithsonian, with all of that it was the glamour of it and the nightclubs that we'd go to and the big meetings and all these things, I was in with it later as time went on there. And frankly, I tell you, my friends, I was not a Christian. As this goes, I was not a Christian man at that time. I wasn't a naughty one that's going around shooting somebody or something, but I was an evolutionist, and I guess you might call him an atheist as far as that's concerned. I had nothing whatsoever to do with anything like that. And living there in Green Meadows, Maryland at that time, and my wife was, before she had gotten real bad, and they were trying to get me to come to a revival meeting with the late Japhet. Some of you have heard of Billy Sunday. I've heard Billy Sunday preach years ago, but Japhet was very much like Billy Sunday. And so I told them, I said, no, I'm not at all interested in any of your religious meetings, whatever you've got. But they kept on. I was having prayer meetings, and they were having conversations with my wife and with me to come. They wanted me to come. He was coming up there, but I had nothing to do with it. They had cottages that were about 25 or 30 feet apart, and they'd have prayer meetings next door, and I'd get a lawnmower and went up and down, cut the grass, cuss and swear, rip and tear, see how much disturbance I could make. But I told them one day, I said, when they had the group together, I said, I want to tell you one thing, what I'm going to do. If you people shut up and get off my back when that guy comes for the meeting or whatever you call it, I'll promise you I'll come up there. And I did. Sunday he came. The first day that I was there on a Sunday morning, I was sitting next to the door so I could get out in a hurry if I wasn't too interested. But I was sort of spellbound over what he was saying and what about the Bible and creation and so forth and so on, until the way it happened, because in my work with the Smithsonian I was more interested in the age of the rocks than anything else. But my friend, I'll tell you the truth, that was the day that I met the Rock of Ages. I forgot all about the age of the rocks. So that's my testimony from the age of the rocks to the Rock of Ages, which I have continued up until this day and been using slide presentations. I've been traveling to a lot of churches and full gospel businessmen's luncheons and all different places, working with Billy Graham for about a year and a half, 2 years in the film ministry. It was just wonderful, and I can assure you that there's nothing equals it, nothing can compare to getting into the point in where you are born again, so to speak, which I was, and I'm so very thankful that I became a creation scientist and still am to this day. So that is why I'm here so much with the Institute for Biblical and Scientific Research, and I have been